see a suspicious-looking elder appear before you, a bottle of medicine dangling from his waist. He proclaims himself a man of medicine who has discovered a revolutionary new curative. He would have one of your party drink it as a test. There's no harm in trying it, he boldly claims. Well? You take the stranger at his word and drink one of the bottles dry. You gradually begin to feel quite ill. The world spins. You feel yourself coming unmoored. The doctor of sorts eyes the now empty bottle. Well now, drinking it all at once is a fine way to poison yourself, he tells you. Should have led with that, you try to say, but it comes out sounding more like I
take 10 damage. Cool. Howdy ho, and welcome my abracadabras and alakazams. Welcome to the would-be hero company of Ash, Ridis, and Melanie, as well as Mar, as these four hapless company of heroes are going to go slay a dragon. But what we can do is I will show you... Ignore the other chapters' names so you don't see those. And so we come to Chapter 3, Unionville. I do appreciate them actually having the little movies, chapter movies. It is a pretty, it's pretty cute. But what's more important is we got ourselves an adventure and a new map to explore. Seems to be quite the, seems to be quite large. It's a big old crescent. Gonna be very... Oh, what we got? Oh, we found a telescope. What do we got? It looks like a monster. What will we do? We rush for it.
Drawing upon your courage, you toss the janky telescope aside and charge ahead with your friends. You run straight into a pack of monsters. They saw you coming from a mile off. As one, they open their maws wide and chomp down on your legs. You flail and thrash. As soon as you shake them off, they run away.
Ow. Okay, we gotta we gotta go to Unionville. I want to look if there's treasure. Poison the tree, why don't you? Burn the tree, why don't you? Okay, we might need to go straight to Unionville to get ourselves better equipment. Also, I realized we should have healed. There's so many of these cells, we might as well use them. We could try and freeze the tree. Be an idea. And we'll lightning strike the slime dough.
Nice work.
Okay, I don't know how much a quick shot's gonna do, but let's find out.
Excellent.
Son of a... He's still frozen for one more turn. Blast. Let's just go for a cheeky freeze. Not enough for a freeze. Okay, heal Ridus real quick. Yikes. Okay, and now we just burn him alive. And we're going to get the feck out of Dodge. Adds 3 damage if a target's afflicted by status ailment. At least Melanie and Ridus have no full health. Thunderstorm, okay. Good, good, good. Let's open this chest. Oh, yeah, you're going to have up to 4 skills. We'll fix that. Also, there we go. Wait. That's a lot of gold. Now, let's get back to the main path. Oh, wait. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood. I took the one less traveled by. Robert Frost, I do believe that was. So... critical burning.
Fortune favors the bold.
I will, however, take a cheeky heal. There we go. So, that's lowered attack. It's fine, we'll just pummel you full of an arrow. Nice. Oh!
With a whoosh of displaced air, something shoots across the path right in front of you. What is that thing?
There's a bottle of medicine.
Glancing in the direction it went, you see some sort of bottle on the ground. You head over for a closer look. Whoa. Your eyes dart around furtively as you slip the expensive-looking bottle of medicine into your pack.
I could bear with the others. Just... Sorry about that, just had to send a message. Ooh.
Let's head to Unionville first, shall we?
Yes, let's go to Unionville.
You see something approaching from up ahead.
It's a monster!
A monster, Melanie shouts, readying for battle. Mr. Flobby, get back here. It's dangerous out there, a young girl chides, taking the creature back to the village. It seems you've finally arrived at Unionville, a village where humans and monsters live together in peace.
I want to have a nice blob creature named Mr. Flobby.
What a weird place, remarks Riddis lightheartedly. I like it. We aren't staying a moment longer than necessary, says an unsettled Melanie, her distaste for monsters plain on her face.
Ask the denizens of Unionville to ask what they know about the dragon. But let's go to the armorer real quick. New stuff for everyone, to be fair. Ring of protection. So let's get ourselves a better looking sword for 1,000 gold. Now it is expensive, but we're going to be rolling a dosh by the end game. Especially with that sword we saw at the beginning. But yeah, we're going to make so much bank, it'll be fine. There. We're going to be more or less using, as you can see, there's clearly a spot for a 5th party member. But to be honest, in this playthrough, we're going to be using Ash, Riddis, and Melanie for the entire game, to be fair. Just buy and equip the best gear you can. And try to get any better looking armor. You want to see those numbers go up. That's all you care, that's all you need, folks. You want to get those numbers up. Okay, so let's... what is an item shop? Let's check the item shop. Yes, the comical cartoon bomb. Or a destructo box. Okay.
A quiet fur ball sits with crumbs around its mouth.
I concur with this statement.
The woman frowns deeply, claiming the cakes she bought for her beloved furball have all been eaten by someone else. The child says his monster friend left the village suddenly to go back home. He claims the headman told him that he could go home when he grew up too. The little orc child pouts. But I don't know where my home is.
Probably burnt to the ground by now. Tough luck, kid. Tough luck.
You ask the old man if he knows anything about the dragon. No, sir, he answers. All I know is that it brings more trouble to this already troubled world.
Trouble squared.
But our headman is a wise and worldly man. He might know something, he remarks, pointing at a house not far away.
Just adjusting the microphone there, sorry folks. Let's talk to the headman. Cool. You can also zoom in for a dramatic effect. But I prefer just to see all the cards on the table.
The little goblin sulks, as he gazes upon the withering flowers he tried so desperately to take care of. He looks at you with tears in his eyes, silently begging you for help.
Oh, yeah. Heal the flowers.
You pour the salve onto the flowers, and they stand up tall. The goblin cries out in happiness and thanks you for your help. He then holds something out to you.
Ah, yes. Iverakuig, number 5.
The goblin stares lovingly at the beautiful flowers and gobbles them up.
You devil.
Healthy flowers are the tastiest, he proclaims in glee. Did he grow those flowers just to eat them?
Who knew that goblins were herbivores?
A young boy wanders up to your group in wide-eyed wonder. You surmise his curiosity stems from the lack of travelers visiting the village. You realize you are right when he assails you with questions about your origins and adventures. The Inquisition leaves you exhausted. However, does your mouth become so filthy, Mr. Flobby? Sighs the girl as she wipes the slime clean. Clearly embarrassed, Mr. Flobby murmurs, "That's not my mouth."
Uh-oh. It's his nose. It's his nose. Clearly the nose. No other orifice, I assure you.
The little orc child is engrossed in a fairy tale. The title reads, "The Legend of the Dragon."
Ooh. What sort of storybook could it be? It could be a picture book for
Having
for
no
kids.
interest in children's picture books, you continue on your way.
Oh, yeah, no, No. Let's have a little peek.
You take a peek into the picture book and come across a passage that piques your interest.
Defeated by the king's army, the dragon hid itself away.
To where, you wonder? Then recall that this is merely a fairy tale. The village headman is a renowned gourmet, and rumor has it he only dines on the finest foods. The man says he wishes he too could have such a lavish meal just once in his life. His deep desire for delicacies only growing with time. Wow, a new friend, and so big too, the furball exclaims in glee as it rushes over to Mar.
So, we just remember that these monsters are sentient talking creatures. You gotta watch out for Furball, he'll shank you.
Mar stares off into the distance as the furball snuggles up to his leg.
I want a plushie of these.
For some reason, Ridis joins in on the cuddling.
I mean, okay, let's check the Square Enix store here, folks, live. EU store. As I know, there is some Voice of Cards merchandise. Also, there is a Voice of Cards. Okay, well, I kid you not. There's a Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Wars metal card set. The description is a set of 3 metal cards featuring the protagonist Mar and Melanie, otherwise available as part of the Japanese Collector's Edition, treated with a special processing to give a luxurious matte texture. These cards are pleasant to the touch and beautiful to display. Yeah, there's just these nice, lovely. Am I boring you with shilling merchandise from the Square Enix store, narrator? I think I am. But yeah, that's besides that. The Oil Dragon Roar, I don't think they're...
Wake me up when you need me.
Okay. I will wake you up before you go. But Voice of Cards, I think that's really the only,
Simple key.
Okay, guys. Let's be very, very quiet.
Lately, a suspicious man, cloaked in black, has been seen wandering about the village outskirts. The old woman looks at Melanie and remarks that he was dressed just like her.
Melanie and... suspicious.
Travelers, you hear a voice call from somewhere. Down here, at thy feet, you look down to see a small clump of fur by your boots.
Are you the guy in charge?
The clump of fur speaks. I am Lappy, and I should like to journey forth with thee. Lappy the furball looks at you with amiable expectations.
Here's the thing, Lappy. There was another character like you from a particular Yoko Taro game that recently closed its servers. It was a clam called Clammy, and he was the cutest, adorable little clam. I think all his friends died in the end, but yeah, it was like I think it was like Lammy. No, it was like Lammy. Lammy, or it was like Lammy the clam. But you're Lappy, so I think you two might. Lammy and Lappy might get along just well. I hope Lappy doesn't have a tragic, dark backstory. How do you respond? Alright, let the adventure begin.
Of course, the more the merrier, you exclaim, pumping your fist energetically into the air. But Melanie coldly interjects, "No, I can't trust monsters." Thoroughly rejected by Melanie, Lappy bursts into tears. Lappy says he has no friends because of his aged face and speech. All alone, he decided to leave the village on a journey. Your party is silenced by the crying child with the face of a grown man. It seems even monsters have their problems.
Lappy's like, let me tell you about my war stories. I've seen some shit. I've seen many things.
You tell Melanie to be nice, and quip that both she and Lappy could use a friend. Exhausted from arguing with you, Melanie half-heartedly agrees. Fine, we can be friends. However, she says that they are on a dangerous journey to defeat the dragon. As such, they cannot take a child with them.
If in my eyes you're the child, I'm twice your age.
Lappy leaps up and hugs her in his excitement, exclaiming, "Thou hast made me so happy."
Looks like Melanie and Lappy became friends.
Till next time, Melanie says, peeling Lappy off of her and placing him on the ground. Though she thought all monsters to be evil, Melanie feels that the ones here are different. Finally, a friend.
This clearly won't end in tragedy, I assure you. Alright, headman? Master of the headman? Hello?
You bow, but before you can speak, the man suddenly introduces himself as the village headman. He laughs, then shamelessly praises his own village as being wondrous and peaceful. "And who are you?" he asks.
We're a troupe of traveling entertainers now. We're the heroes who's gonna take the dragon down.
After explaining that you are on a quest to defeat the dragon, the headman invites you to rest your feet a bit in his village. He says that he had heard rumors of the dragon when he traveled the world. You must be tired from your journey. Have a seat. I will have my chef prepare a feast, the headman says, then claps his hands twice to summon a stewardess. Extravagant dishes that you have never seen before are placed on the table before you, each one looking more delicious than the last. You're drooling, Melanie scowls. You hadn't even noticed. You wipe your mouth with your sleeve, then gasp as you turn to Mar. Perhaps in an attempt to hold himself back, Mar is gnawing on the table corner.
Give me a second, folks. Yeah, it's even though it's like 20 past 11. It's still busy days for me.
There. We'll eat soon, you reassure Mar while gently stroking his head. The doors fly open in the next instant, and a girl runs in. With tears in her eyes, she tells you that her dear companion, Mr. Flobby the Slime, is missing.
Oh no, not Mr. Flobby!
The headman's eyes go wide in surprise. We must find that slime right away, he says anxiously. You are starving, but it doesn't look like you'll be able to partake of the feast before you because of Mr. Flobby's disappearance.
I can't take it anymore now. We'll look for it.
We will find your slime, and then we feast, you add quietly. Melanie reminds you that you are here to get clues about the dragon from the headman. What's the difference? Literally everything. Hunger taking its toll, you two begin to argue. Brave heroes, the headman interjects, then bows his head. Would you please find her slime? It appears the story has hit a standstill until you find the missing Mr. Flobby. You need to hear the whole story from the young girl.
Find out what Mr. Flobby's friend has to tell. Hey, at least it's not Mr. Blobby. Now that I say that, I sure to hope that Mr. Blobby does not come and, like, break my windows. Because there was an entertaining skit yesterday, actually. It was the Children's in Need thing for the BBC do their big Children's in Need drive. And there was a Master Chef with all the puppets. Like, Zippy was there, Basil Brush was there. Who else was there? Boy, I'm trying to remember. Oh, Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies. Yeah. And these two dog puppets, and they were like just a dramatic episode of MasterChef. But like you just smash cut to like the little middle of the sketch cliffhanger, and Mr. Blobby's trying to break in. And you're like, oh no. Look at this lovely, delicately well-placed shelf full of all these lovely, fine plates. I hope nothing bad happens. And then Mr. Blobby, of course, in Mr. Blobby fashion, just comes in, destroys the whole lot. And you're like, there we go. Oh, Mr. Blobby, such a cursed
Meet me up
character.
when you need me.
Yeah, okay, yep. Wakey, let's go.
The girl sobs, wailing about the missing Mr. Flobby. Melanie places her hand atop the girl's head and promises that your party will find her companion. The girl then hands something to Melanie. It looks like the muddy handkerchief she used to wipe Mr. Flobby.
In the nose orifice, I assure you.
She asks Melanie to wipe Mr. Flobby with it after you find him.
Okay, Melanie received a handkerchief.
The girl claims to have searched the village but cannot find her friend anywhere. Regardless, looking aimlessly outside the village would be a waste of time. You decide to collect more information in the village.
Alright, let's go sniffing for clues.
She says she saw a suspicious man in black with a slime outside the village not long ago. She claims they went northwest together. Did that man take Mr. Flobby? You resolve to leave the village in search of the pair.
Okay, northwest, you say? Okay, northwest. It'll be around here, right? Is there a cave here? Yeah, as I said, a cave suddenly appears.
Don't hold back.
Oh, I assure you I won't. Now we're talking. Now we got numbers here, folks. We got big numbers. Pass, actually, as I will heal Melanie. Critical healing.
Nice work.
Fuck. I can do this. Nope. There. Even though Mar's not in the party, Mar is here for. He's here to support us. Okay. So we have the nameless shrine.
Though a torch is not strictly necessary, it would certainly help you find your way through the dimly lit shrine.
Okay. Now, check the nameless shrine for any signs of Mr. Flobby.
Your footing is obscured in the dimness of the shrine. You should probably proceed with caution.
Go carefully.
You go forth slowly but steadily, taking it one step at a time. You take a good look at the floor and see it lined in trails of viscous liquid. No doubt a slime or 200 have passed through here. It looks like poor Mr. Flobby is being held captive by the mystery man. Hand over that slime, you shout to the man in the dark. You speak as if I kidnapped him, he remarks curtly, turning to face you.
Well, he looks suspiciously dressed like Melanie. Are these two somewhat vaguely related with their gigantic backpacks of magical chicanery?
When your eyes finally adjust to the surrounding darkness, you realize the man's clothes look eerily similar to Melanie's. Melanie's mouth falls open in surprise. It seems the man has noticed Melanie as well. It looks like the two know each other.
I see we both shop at Hot Topic. Maybe they're wearing matching outfits at Hot Topic.
The man says that he and Melanie came from the same village, where this was their native dress. The man's revelation makes you realize that you know almost nothing about Melanie's past.
See, in true, like, D&D fashion, it's like, what's your cool backstory? We'll get to that maybe in 10 sessions' time. Oh, my character died in session 4. Guess you'll never know his cool backstory.
You ask Melanie about her hometown, but she holds her tongue. Then the man speaks. With forbidden magic, our clan has ensured the dragon, he begins, when Melanie cuts in.
Okay, sorry about that. Like, my headset might be on its last legs. I don't know if there was any crackling you heard, but I assure you that's on my end. I don't know, like, this headset will split apart. Now if use the backup headset I'm looking at. Just that kind of a day.
She rattles on about the man, telling you that he is Vince, a lunatic obsessed with the dragon.
Vince? Voodoo Vince for the original Xbox? What a game that was.
Vince resentfully claims that he is searching for the noble dragon to protect it. You ran away from home with your tail between your legs, he ridicules. Enraged, Melanie lunges at Vince. You have so many questions, but realize that the most pressing matter is getting Mr. Flobby back. So you ready for battle?
You're like, Vince, Melanie, please stop fighting. You're both extremely pretty.
Careful, he won't go down easy.
Oh boy. Happenstance cards will trigger. +3 to our attack. Nice. Can we go for a poison? Or should we go for a freeze? Poison him. Can we also go for a cheeky freeze? No. He resists it. Okay. Lightning bolt. Oh! Neat! Boy, he hits like a truck. But what we can do is... There we go.
During the fight, Vince asks, "Do you know the truth about that village?" The headman may look like a nice old man, but he keeps those little monsters around to... he begins, but before he can finish... Winifred, Hedwin, and Berwin of the Ivory Order appear. The three brush you aside, fixing their attention on Vince. "So you are the one who disturbs the peace," they exclaim, then charge at him. "The Ivory Order and that false justice they serve are the true evil here," he retaliates, fighting back.
Great, we got no money, but we got a lot of experience. Okay, Redis jumped 2 levels. We acquired Wisdom of the Dryads. Gain immunity to poison. And deadly poison. Decrease wind bolt damage. Oh, cool. So she gets some elemental resistance. Nice. We're gonna figure it out.
Seeing the two parties occupied with each other, you realize this is your chance to grab Mr. Flobby.
Let's save Mr. Flobby.
Vince is on equal footing with the three from the Order. You realize then that he wasn't fighting in earnest against you earlier.
Absolute. It's like he was just playing with. Oh, Vince, you.
Engrossed in their
Absolute
battle,
get.
the combatants pay you no mind.
Okay, let's save Mr. Flobby.
Perhaps wary of humans, Mr. Flobby dashes out when you draw near.
We better give chase. Gotcha.
When you reach out to grab Mr. Flobby, he suddenly attacks. Lower Mr. Flobby's stamina to calm him down.
Damn. He's so powerful. What do we do? Oh boy. Let's poison Mr. Flobby. Oh no. And let's hit him with lightning. Oh no, I killed Mr. Flobby. the fact that you get no experience or gold is even more hilarious. We won, but at what cost?
Exhausted from the fight, the raging Mr. Flobby finally stops attacking. But it seems he hasn't yet come to his senses. He glares warily at your party. Find something to help return Mr. Flobby to normal.
Yes, heal him so we can fight him again. Now we just handkerchief, an ordinary, if unsettling, sticky handkerchief.
You wipe Mr. Flobby's mouth with the handkerchief you received from the girl. Then you hear a quiet voice speak. "That's not my mouth," Mr. Flobby murmurs bashfully.
Mr. Flobby Denno says, "Please, if you're going to do that, buy me a drink first."
It looks like the girl's familiar scent on the handkerchief returned him to normal. Having regained his senses, Mr. Flobby heads back to the village. You place the increasingly sticky handkerchief in your bag.
Alright, let's go back to Unionville, shall we?
Lappy approaches and tells you that Mr. Flobby has returned.
Ah, yes. Talk with Mr. Flobby now that he's safely within the confines of Unionville. They enjoy the cuddling.
The girl is ecstatic that Mr. Flobby is finally back home. "I'm happy for you," Melanie says with a smile as she returns the handkerchief. The girl bows her head and thanks you deeply. Mr. Flobby looks as slimy as ever. You just hope it's a happy slime. The headman wants us to bring Mr. Flobby to him. Would you mind, you ask? Of course not. But bring him back soon, she answers with a bright smile.
Alright, let's bring Mr. Flobby to the headman. I presume this is going to be like a, see, we got Mr. Flobby, and it's like, cool.
"I'm so happy to see you safe and sound," the headman exclaims, giving Mr. Flobby a hug. You explain everything that happened, including the incident with Vince and the Ivory Order. He expresses his relief that the Order will be taking care of the criminal. He then thanks you for your hard work and instructs his stewardess to prepare dinner for your party.
Oh yeah, dinner time.
You can feel your collective mouths watering at the sight of the lavish meal before you.
Let's look at this feast, appreciate it. It's like looking at a sunset.
You, Mar, and Ridis immediately dig in. You aren't sure where you find a moment to breathe among all the feasting. Please, eat to your heart's content, the headman insists with a smile. Once your belly is full, you realize that Mr. Flobby is gone. And then... Room for dessert? The headman asks, offering you a plate of slimy jelly. You feel your stomach churning at the very sight of it. The color strikes you as familiar, and the stickiness sends a shiver down your spine.
Wait a minute. Could it be? Less thinking, more eating. Mr. Flobby!
Is this Mr. Flobby? You ask the headman, your voice trembling in disbelief.
This reminds me of the apocalypse. Noah Antweiler, the Spoony one, Spoony, he made this series called Counter Monkey, where it's him telling amazing stories of when he played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and there was this one module called the Apocalypse Stone, which all you really need to know is they removed this one thing that sort of bound all like all the dimensional planes, elemental, godly planes. They were like, oh, they all got cut off, and the world is slowly dying. But like, there's this one like devil, demon, and it's like, cool. I'm about to lose everything, but I'm going to get back at this adventuring party. The adventuring party enters unsuspecting in, and the head of the guy that runs the inn's like, oh, you got to try my wife's pork buns. On these nice unsuspecting pork buns, in which the demon killed before the adventuring party went into the inn. The demon king, it was like the demon prince. It was an exiled demon prince, but that doesn't matter. It's like he killed everyone in the inn, used magic to tidy up the place, and the pork buns were actually people. And I think was like, you can't have your party commit cannibalism, writers. But we want to. No, have it in which your characters bite it, but then they realize something's bad and they spit it out immediately. In this case, did we commit monster cannibalism here in Voice of Cards? It's possible. I mean, Mara's a monster, so what would that be? It would be not species, but like species cannibalism diet version? It's hard to tell. But But sure, I guess we did just eat Mr. Flobby. And I have a tendency to go on my nonsensical ramblings here at KDB TV. But that's what we do here. Because you get a bit of game, you get your games, you get your bounce. A bit of banter, why not?
The headman looks at you with a plain expression, one that holds no malice. Is that a problem? He questions back.
This guy's clearly okay, if this guy's a monster eater, who's to say that he's eating people?
This dish is a masterpiece, he remarks with a light-hearted chuckle as he gazes at the jelly. and I have you brave heroes to thank for it. Had you not brought that slime back, we would not be able to enjoy this exquisite dessert.
Take your leave of Unionville. Can we roll to kill him?
Are you full? He asks, seemingly concerned at your silence. It would be a shame to let something so splendid go to waste.
Okay. That's the slave.
You move to leave, but the headman stops you. I try to get my meat while it's still young and tender, but at least your pet is very plump, he remarks, licking his lips.
Okay, this is personal.
He points at Mar and asks, would you consider leaving that creature here with me?
How about Mar gobbles you up instead? Mar ain't for sale.
Never, you refuse flatly, not bothering to hide your discomfort. Think about it, he entreats. And then you grab the headman by his lapels, hands trembling in fury.
Does he have 1 HP? Oh, he's got 10. That's it. Lightning strike. Full damage. Rob him for all he's worth.
You pummel the headman with all your might. Curled up on the ground, the headman groans in pain, but insists that monsters were meant to be eaten. You hug Mar tightly, reassuring him that you will not hand him over to anyone. Mar looks at you with his round eyes and mews softly.
Meow.
You meet eyes with the rest of your party and reach a tacit agreement. Together, you all stand and leave.
It's like a mew. It's like meow. It was like meow. Like Mar's an adorable, lovey, chubby animal. Love him. Yeah, leave. How about no? Can we roll to just like...
His consciousness fading, the headman asks, what did I do?
Okay, and hello there, village headman. I will proceed to go full American History X on your ass. My good sir, this lovely bit of curb here. Do you mind placing your teeth upon them as I literally drop kick you? For the record, God, American History X, what an absolute... It's an amazing film, but you're like, oh, man, that film's rough. That's a rough film, but like, was it Edward Norton? It's like, dude, such amazing acting, but you're like, oh man, that film was rough. But it was like the scene of the film where you go, oh, that film, oh, that was a rough scene. But you're like, oh, it boils down to, man, don't be, dear humanity, stop being racist pieces of shit to one another. Just, don't be like that. Just, oh man. It's a rough film, folks. I'll tell you that much. But like, it's in my I'll have to do like a cheesy, like, here's the KDB TV's top 10 films of all time. It's like, it's up there. It's up there for being like, oh, what a great film. But unfortunately, spoilers, number 1 is, of course, Mulholland Drive. Because I am not much of a David Lynch hooer. But anyway, folks, let's get back to leaving this town. We learned absolute bumkiss about the dragon.
As you are about to leave the headman's house, though, the old man suddenly charges at you from behind. But Mar, the keener of you two, is quick to block his path.
I didn't hear no bell.
With a crash, Mar and the headman tumble to the ground. From the headman's hand falls a small blade. It clatters to the ground, covered in blood.
Oh, shit. Is it like... Oh, who got hit?
You take the injured Mar to an inn where you can watch over him. You gaze at the unconscious Mar with concern. Despite the shallow wound, no amount of medicine seems to rouse Mar from the bed. I heard that my friends were in danger, so I came as quickly as I could, Lappy says.
Lappy, what a lad.
As he reaches Mar's bedside, he leans over and licks his wound. This is what-you-call-it extract, he shouts.
What-you-call-it extract?
He explains that it is a poison extracted from a certain monster. If it enters the body, it drastically reduces one's stamina. Hearing those words, you realize the headman's blade must have been coated in this poison. Mar's condition starts to make sense. Isn't there anything we can do? Melanie asks. Lappy's eyes widen in realization before he places his mouth over Mar's wound and begins sucking.
Dude, Lappy, careful, man.
He then puts the what-you-call-it extract into a bottle and hands it to you.
What-you-call-it extract? A strange extract that Lappy collected from Mar. Lappy's such a lad.
Lappy says that if you follow the road south of the village, you will reach Shoreland.
Lappy is the MVP for this chapter, for the record, folks.
He tells you to give the extract to the famous nutritionist there.
Lappy, you should go. No, Lappy, you've done enough for us. We got it.
Realizing that you are at fault for this, you don't hesitate to undertake the quest. But this is strange. The extract comes from a monster, so it should have no effect on one, Lappy remarks with a curious tilt of his head.
Mar was removed from the party. Follow the road leading south from Unionville towards Shoreland.
He urges you to hurry on to Shoreland and find the nutritionist.
Okay. To Shoreland we go.
I thought a beast of that size would eat us out of house and home, she remarks, no doubt talking about Mar.
We do this for Mar, for Lappy, and most importantly, our dearly departed friend, Mr. Flobby. Can we go back into his house and... Can we confront him like, yo, dude, what you... Oh, absolute git. Okay.
The girl sighs. You're dirty again, she says, wiping a slime's mouth. Mr. Flobby, you're alive, you exclaim in glee. This is Mr. Globby, Mr. Flobby's cousin, she tells you.
Oh. Oh, boy. Mr. Globby, look after her. And don't let yourself get eaten.
My big friend is gone, says the furball sadly, after realizing Mar is nowhere in sight.
Oh,
The headman's guilty pleasure of eating monsters has reached to the ears of the people, and he has been chased from the village. The man looks sad, saying he cannot believe no one realized he was eating children.
Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, you think about it like... These small monsters, like the furballs would grow up to be nice and plump. skin a furball, go full Cruella on these furballs. I'm sleeping under. I'm sleeping with the. I'm sleeping with the lovely fur coats of my lovely delicious meals.
The indiscriminately wary woman narrows her eyes at your group and says, "Now that I think about it, you all look suspicious to me."
Well, you're the one holding the knife, so yeah. Who's to say you're not the suspicious one? Oh, okay. Picture books are for kids. Let's check. Let's go over here. Okay. What about you?
The little orc pouts, wondering where the headman went in such a hurry.
Okay, let's talk to you. Okay, maybe not you.
The goblin dutifully tends his flower bed, eagerly anticipating the day they bloom.
Okay, well, let's go to Shoreland. Chapter 4, Shoreland, which we will do on the next episode. So that was this current chapter. It's a bit of drama, a bit of mystery, and just dealing with all this drama. Whilst I... Okay, there we go. But yeah, folks, that was the Unionville Arc. Now the Shoreland, which is somewhere along the shore, I assure you. But we'll cover that tomorrow, probably roughly around the same time of like 11 p.m.-ish. I won't have time in the morning, but I will have time later in the evening. It's just the way my weird, funky schedule is. But yeah, we'll have the next chapter, and then we'll just slowly chip our way through. We'll definitely finish this game for next week. We'll definitely be streaming tomorrow, as well as a bit on Monday. We'll do a bit on Monday. I don't know about Tuesday, Wednesday onwards, due to chicanery. I don't know about what days I can and cannot stream, but I could assure you tomorrow and Monday. But I want you all, just wanted to say to you all, thank you all for watching my Abbers, Cadabras and Alakazams. I've been your host, the Great KDB. You know, the usual of like, comment, subscribe, as every YouTuber's forced to say under these dark, tyrannical times. And hit that bell to stay notified, because that's what every YouTuber is kind of forced to say under these dark, tyrannical, Google-infested times. I've been your host, the Great KDB, and hey, hope you all get your good rolls, either in Dungeons and Dragons, whatever tabletop RPG you're playing, or gotcha games. Get good rolls, get good pulls. It is literally 1 minute to midnight. And I'll see you tomorrow, technically. Time's a fussy thing, but we ain't got time for that. I'll see you tomorrow anyway. Take care. See you then.